this video, we will talk about the 5 steps in the consumer decision-making process. The first step is need recognition. The second step is information search. The third step, alternative evaluation. The fourth step, purchase and consumption. And finally, the last step is post-purchase. Need recognition is the first step in the consumer decision-making process. It is also called problem identification. When consumers discover an unmet need that must be fulfilled. Functional needs are basic needs rooted in logic, such as the need for survival. Psychological needs are emotional connections to the product, such as status. An example of this is the need for shelter versus the psychological need for a home. Information search is the second step in the consumer decision-making process. A consumer searches for internal and external information. Internal search for information. A consumer's memory or recollection of a product, or it can be triggered by personal experience. External search for information involves outside influences like advertising or word of mouth. The difference between a real or perceived risk determines whether the amount of investment is higher or lower than the real value. Alternative evaluation is the third step in the consumer decision-making process. Consumers evaluate all of their product and brand options on a scale of attributes. Attribute sets determine the fields that are available during data entry and the values that appear to the customers. Your store comes with an initial attribute set or default set, which includes commonly used attributes. Purchase and consumption is the fourth step in the consumer decision-making process. A person who purchases products and services from the market for his or her own personal consumption is a consumer. Conversion rate is the percentage of users who take a desired action. An example of this being the percentage of website visitors who buy something on the site. Retailers track the effectiveness of their UX strategy over time to see if it is a success. Post-purchase is the fifth and final step of the consumer decision-making process. Customers assess whether he or she is satisfied or dissatisfied with a purchase. Customer satisfaction is a measure of how products and services meet or surpass customer expectations. Cognitive dissonance is the state of unease which exists in the customer's mind after buying a product or service. Customer loyalty is a result of consistently positive emotional experiences. Undesired consumer behavior are those behaviors that have negative consequences for a business and/or society as a whole. In this video, we talked about the 5 steps in the consumer decision-making process: need recognition, information search, alternative evaluation, purchase and consumption, and post-purchase.